Welcome to Mind of a Boss podcast, and this is your host K3, and I'm here with my guy Nekelo, and I'm going to give him the floor, give him an opportunity to let him know what he has going on and what he's bringing to the table today. Also, I'm allowing him to put his platforms out there so he can grab followers as well. Nekelo, you got the floor at the moment, and we'll go from there.
All right, so again, my name is Nekelo. I'm the owner of Knight and Shining Armor as well as Sekhem Wellness. So two different businesses. The first one is remodeling construction, and I'm actually now currently hiring part-time in the Ohio area and the Georgia area as well. Sekhem Wellness is more of a meditational body work. You know, I practice herbalism. I'm certified Reiki master as well, so I can help you guys out energetically if you're going through anything spiritually, mentally. I do consulting. I also practice herbalism, as I said before. So if you're dealing with any type of ailments or your body or your family history, you know, we can come together as well with that, and we can find you some more natural alternatives besides, you know, trusting in today's medicine. So,
no, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Go ahead and put your platforms out there too. So if they want to follow you or whatever the case, or get a contact with you, they can.
Yeah. Okay. So again, I'm on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube as well. My name is Nekelo Knight. And again, the other businesses on the platforms are Knight and Shining Armor for Instagram, Sekhem Wellness for Instagram. That's Sekhem, Sekhem Wellness. Knight and Shining Armor, of course. And so you can reach me at 478-232-6056. Feel free to give me a call for any of your home repair needs or any of your body repair needs.
That's beautiful, bruh. That's beautiful right there. So, Nekelo, this is how this podcast works, right? So I got 100 questions. They're all around wellness, though. Mental health, wellness, awareness, elevating the mindset, and things of that nature.
Right.
So, out of those 100 questions, all I need is 7 numbers from you. I'm not going to take all the numbers at once, but you also have the floor to ask me anything that you want to ask me as well.
Awesome.
And that's how we're going to rock the podcast out. As far as anything else go, it's probably gonna fall all into place like I kind of explained to you yesterday and stuff like that.
Right.
So for right now, give me 2 numbers.
2 numbers. Let's go 9 and 44.
9 and 44. Okay.
Yep.
9 is, what would you tell your younger self?
Ooh. What would I tell my younger self?
Yeah.
I would tell my younger self, if I was to go back from my knowledge that I have now to back then, I would tell my younger self to definitely question the narrative. You know, ask questions. Don't just take in what you're being told, what you're being taught. Ask questions. Definitely listen to your internal voice more than anything, because there are so many distractions externally. There's so much external validation going on in this society that people forget that everything you've ever needed was already inside of you.
Right.
And so we look upon these systems and these policies and these procedures of the natural world order to basically be like our internal guide, when our internal guide was literally internal the entire time.
Yeah.
So definitely that not believing but knowing in yourself, because even in the statement of believing is be, lie, and deceived.
Yeah.
So believing is still doubting.
Yeah.
You know, and we spend a lot of time saying, oh yeah, I believe, and we wonder why we're not manifesting or getting the things that we're putting out. Is because our terminology, what we're saying, we don't pay attention to it, we don't study, we don't look at the meanings of things.
Yeah.
So knowing in yourself, knowing that the universe, source, God, whatever you want to call it, has you the entire time, and everything that you ever needed to be successful and thrive was already there.
That's it. I love that. I love how you put that, man. That was beautifully placed, because again, I feel like when it comes to that, you gotta have faith. You feel me? Like, believing and faith is 2 different things. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it does believe it has lie in there. You know what I'm saying? So like, that makes sense, bro. That makes a lot of sense. 44 is if money wasn't an issue, what would you do every day?
Oh wow. If money was not an issue, this is interesting, because, you know, again, you want to be in this state of, you want to vibrate out exactly what you're wanting the universe to bring, or source or God to bring to you. So stating that money is an issue, that the money is not the issue, money is just a tool and a resource. So in order for me to answer that, I can just put myself in that state. If money was an issue for me, or if it wasn't an issue for me, I would be doing what I'm doing now. I would be traveling. I would be showing others how to tap into themselves. You know, I would basically travel around. I definitely would go on like vacations all the time. You know, a lot of it would be like rest, relaxation, regrounding, and also showing others how to do this as well. Yeah. If this is an issue for them, let me show you why this is not an issue, but it just simply just the proper placement of things in your life.
Yeah.
So yeah, if I was living that way, I would definitely be showing others this.
Okay, that's cool. That works. So you have like I said, you have the opportunity to also ask me questions throughout this podcast, man. That's the whole point of having this podcast, because I don't want it to be, I don't want anybody to feel attacked when they're coming on this podcast, because a lot of the questions are very different and placed a way to make the mind think a little bit better and uplift the mindset. So right now, you also have the opportunity to ask me 2 questions before I get more numbers from you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah, my question for you is, what made you start doing this? And also, hold on, I'm sorry.
Okay.
And also, not only what made you start doing this, what hesitations or what, not necessarily setbacks, but what were some things that may have caused you to like second guess or doubt doing this?
Okay, what made me start my podcast was to bring awareness to the people, to let them know that they have a voice, and let them know that there are people out here that also are in the same mindset of either uplifting, pushing people to do better, or grabbing people to want to uplift themselves. Right. I started this podcast also because of Mental Health Awareness Month. I deal with mental issues, nothing too crazy, but things that I had to work out and overcome as a person. So again, it was to bring awareness to it, but also to bring the people to understand that you don't have to be alone. That there is somebody here that you can have a conversation with that might be able to help you get to a better situation or a better point in your life. And that was the point. That was the point right there. What I was fighting against was myself. Being camera shy. Not knowing exactly what I was going to talk about or how I was going to lay it out. Just making sure that it made sense to me. And as long as it made sense to me, that it would make sense to other people, hopefully. But the problem that I was having was that I was really battling myself the whole time. I was more afraid than anything of how people would look at me or how I would be perceived. And I had to get that out of my mind, because at the end of the day, I'm doing the most highest work, you know what I'm saying, in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Grasping viewers and, you know, people like yourself, not knowing what all you was into either, you know what I'm saying? That's another conversation for us to have too, because that made me feel a little bit more better, because that's what I've been working on, my grounding and making sure I stay whole. And I've been getting into herbs and stuff like that as well. So I've been looking for somebody to grasp that I can learn from. Iron sharpen iron. So if you don't work hard, so you got another question for me?
Because that was one question, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so okay, good. So my second one would be where do you see this going now that you know in yourself and you know this is exactly what you need to do, because you're going to reach the viewers that you are intended to reach?
Yes. So I've me and Jay Esquire had put something in play that I just needed to shoot 10 podcasts. On my 11th one, I'm going to host a live show. So I am also in the midst of looking for a co-host as well. The live show is going to be amazing because I want to bring more, like I said, I want to bring more people out. Absolutely. And with the live show, I will also be dropping numbers off in the crowd. So as you coming in the doors, it's gonna be a cup for you to grab numbers out of.
Yeah, crowd involvement.
Yeah, their crowd involvement, man. Yeah. So I want to again push what I got going on, elevating the mindset. You know, hustle with a purpose. Understand that everybody is a boss in their own way. It's what you define yourself as, and what do you want to do with yourself at the end of the day. I love to talk to people. I'm a people person, very people oriented. So I felt like this was a great thing for me to do. And it's been working out well. It's been working out extremely well. So I think I got like probably one more podcast to shoot after this one, and I'm there. I already got my date selected for my live show.
Nice.
I'm just looking for a venue to hold it at and things of that nature. And after that, bro, it's on the floor. You know what I'm saying? But there is no where I see it going, honestly. It's wherever the Lord allows me to go, the Most High, Yeshua, Buddha, whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whoever all of them is the same. So wherever this higher thing is that I'm going, bro, I'm going. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Every day is a blessing. I wake up every day and I'd be happy that I woke up. You know what I'm saying? At one point in time, I used to wake up and I used to be pissed that I woke up because I didn't know what I was doing with myself. I didn't know where I was going. But to be on my faith walk and on my holistic journey, my life has been beautiful, man. It's extremely beautiful. Every day I wake up is beautiful. When I go to sleep, I go to sleep with a smile on my face. You know what I'm saying? So, as a man, I feel great doing what I'm doing.
Amazing.
And yeah, that's it, bro. Give me two more numbers.
Two more numbers.
Two more numbers.
Let's go 13 and 27.
13 and 27. What habits changed your life?
Oh shit! What habits changed my life? That's a multifaceted question. Allow me to code switch for a minute.
No, you're good.
I'm from different places. Like
you're perfect. You're fine. Like, and that was the whole point of bringing this podcast out, is that because everybody is from a different walk of life. Yeah. Everybody is from somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? So you're allowed to code switch because that allows the viewers to understand you a little bit more, because you're being authentically yourself and unapologetically yourself. So you're perfectly fine. You don't have to excuse yourself or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So what was the question again?
What habits changed your life?
One of the main habits that changed my life, honestly, was shutting out all the other voices. And the reason why that was such a major switch for me was because some of those major voices in my life were people that I held to high esteem, people that had pretty much interwoven themselves so much into my life where they pretty much had full control. So these are people like pastors, my relatives, my mother even. Yeah. And that was one of the biggest things, like, because everybody thinks that they have your best intention in mind, right? Yeah. But the thing about that is, if they didn't create you, number one, of course your mom created you and all that, but still, even with that, she created you as a being, as the spirit, the energy that you exist in right now. But she was not ultimately the author or the creator of what you needed to be doing, where you needed to be going. So nobody will ever know that, no matter how close they are to you, no matter if you came out of their womb, if they, pretty much raised you their entire life. Yeah. And so these were some very difficult things for me because, again, like I said, I held these people to an extremely high esteem in my life. They were my role models, they were my counselors, they were my father figures, they were my bosses, they were my landlords. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because in the church community, sometimes pastors get like real estate and stuff like that. Yes. So it even came to a point where I was living in this pastor's house. I was living in one of his houses. Mm-hmm. And because I started seeing and noticing things within the system that he had built and created, I started questioning things. Yeah. And the moment I started questioning things, our relationship began to get rocky. Yeah. But I was so young and naive at the time that I didn't see these things because I'm so engulfed in everything that was going on and being this person that everybody wanted me to be. Yeah. And I wasn't asking myself, who am I? So definitely one of those things that was a habit changer for me was shutting out all the other voices, listening to that internal voice, putting yourself in a state mentally, spiritually, and emotionally to be able to even hear that. Yeah. Because like I said, coming out of so many years of just being indoctrinated or being told what to do and told who you are, told these are the statistics or the characteristics of somebody who is good or who is, you know, successful or all those things, having to really like deconstruct is what you call it and tear all of that down.
Yeah.
That was a game changer for me.
Yeah, definitely. I could definitely agree with you there, because I've been in those situations. Like, I was a ward of the state, so I was always controlled, man. And just being in group homes and being in treatment facilities, places that I shouldn't have been.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a delinquent. That's what they considered me as. I was a delinquent, but you had me in places with people that was MR or had other behavioral issues and things of that nature, but because y'all thought the program fit me, y'all put me in this program, and now that I'm in this program, I have to systematically break myself out of this program. Mentally, physically, or emotionally, I have to detach myself. So a lot of the stuff that I went through and I was dealing with before I started walking on my walk for myself, was always for somebody else. I was always doing for somebody else. I was always trying to make sure everybody else had, or, you know, everybody else was good. But I had to really sit back and really get to that point where, but listen, if you don't love yourself, if you don't focus on yourself, if you're not doing it for self, then you're not doing it for a reason. You're not doing it for a purpose. And that's not what the Most High called you for. He called you to do something for a purpose, to make a difference. And what are you going to do to make a difference? So good. that also is another reason why I started this podcast.
Yeah, I see. That was gonna be my question for you too, but it's crazy how that was already.
You see what I'm saying? And that's what I was telling you too. Like, a lot of it is already, it's gonna go in a line with each other based off what you say and how you say it, or, you know, the way that you deliver back your answer. I can also piggyback off of that, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I was like, man, the podcast is just, it's a beautiful podcast, like the way it's set up, you know what I'm saying? What was your next number, 24?
That was 27,
27?
I think. Yeah, 27. I was 13 and 27.
27, yeah, 27. How do you handle pressure?
Oh, how do I handle pressure? I spent most of my life under high pressure situations. Like I said, all of my 20s, I was basically assistant pastoring at this multi-campus mega church. And again, like I said, it was just so many things and visions and dreams that I started having along the way that were showing me things that were contrary to what I was being taught to believe at the time. And so with that, you know, I spent many Sundays and even all the days throughout the week at Bible studies and all of that, just constantly being in front of people, constantly having to pour out into them, whether it was through like just doing affirmations, you know, at the beginning of service, to really like break everything up and set the mood and set the tone, constantly in front of hundreds and hundreds of people all the time, performing, doing spoken word. And even in my, after that, you know, I was a firefighter and a paramedic for about 8 years. And so even those jobs, just every time you're on call, you know, being in charge of different people, having to constantly not only focus on the incident or the damage that's going on, but the people that you're in charge of as well as the public. So I did a lot of these things for all of my 20s up until maybe like 2 years ago. Yeah, so
that's a lot.
Yeah, so
That's
I was constantly in pressure, and I honestly though, you always hear the saying that, you know, there's no growth in comfort. And so I was able to really see and understand what that meant, because as much as I didn't really want the pressure, I understood and learned that that's actually what pulled the best out of me that I didn't know I had. So how I deal with pressure, I jump right into it, man. You know, I don't think about it second guess anymore. It's kind of like, I like to call it like the swimming pool effect, right? The longer you sit there and try to like tippy toe around in the water, it takes you longer than you just jumping in. And once you jump in, it's like, okay, the cold shock, the fear, all of that is gone now, because now I'm in forward motion. But the longer I hesitate, you know, what am I missing? What did I miss out on? Or what could I have done that I didn't do if I didn't, you know, just go ahead and jump in? You know, so yeah, that's how I handle pressure.
That makes sense, bro. That makes sense. That makes sense. So I got 2 numbers from you. You can ask me 2 questions as well. I know I kind of took one of them off your tongue, but you know, like again, that's how the podcast work, though, bro. Like it correlates. You know what I'm saying? Like it definitely works. But yeah,
I have a question for you. So when you're dealing with pressure, right? What is the thing that gets you over that hurdle? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, for me, because I just want to know how it is for other people, because you know I've done shit before, like skydiving, right?
Yeah.
And I literally did that with the intention of like, fuck it, I have to get to this point where fear is no longer an option.
Yeah.
So I had to even get out of that. And I remember in the moment when the guy slid the door open, there was a slight moment that it sounds crazy, but I feel like you can understand what I'm saying when I had to make a decision in my mind that I was okay with whether this went good or if it went left.
Yeah.
Because that when you're taking that risk regardless, but we take those same risks every day in life.
So, like, I was always raised no risk, no reward. And time waits for no man. So, with that being said, bro, I just go into shit head first. I ain't gonna lie, like I feel like I could have gotten a boxing ring with Rocky or somebody and still whoop their ass. Like that's just the mental I have. So I think that I've always been into I've been in those situations where it was either fight or flight. I'm the oldest boy, so I've always had to take that initiative first. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
When we was younger, my little brothers and them would start fights in the neighborhood. Who was out there? I had to go out there too. You know what I'm saying?
Right, for sure.
We couldn't get our ass whooped and go home. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like certain things that I learned growing up. I learned how to incorporate them into my life on a day-to-day basis. So. And again, it had to get to that point where, even when it back to this podcast, is that I literally had to just do it. Like, there's no, don't second guess it, just do it. Just do it, like and just go with the flow. Just do it, go with the flow. If you don't like it, critique it later. And that's my whole thing. If it's not broken, I'm not gonna fix it. Okay.
So calculated risk.
That's it. That's it. You got that's a risk assessment. You literally gotta. I weigh my pros and my cons. Is this gonna be an asset or is it gonna be a liability? And I don't really care for liabilities. I never care for liabilities. The moment that I feel like you slacking off, you gotta get the fuck away from me. That's just me personally. So a lot of things that I learned over the years, bro, is projection. A lot of it was projection. It was because somebody else didn't feel like it was gonna work out for you, and they they dapping you up. Oh yeah, it's gonna work out for you, and then later on they like, man, this motherfucker ain't gonna do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Or oh no, that ain't gonna work for them. I don't know why they trying it. Those type of things, I kind of keep those type of people away from me. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want you in my energy field at all, because if you ain't got faith in me, you ain't got faith in the Most High, and you damn sure ain't got faith in yourself. So what you're talking about is irrelevant. So
basically, in other words, homing in on the logic and shutting down some of the emotional parts that start causing that doubt.
I started looking at I stopped taking things personal. Nothing is personal. It's all business.
That's good.
It's all business. Literally, it's all business. No matter if you're making a dime off of it, or if the next person is making a dime off of it, or if nobody is making a dime off of it, they still was sent there to create havoc. Somebody paid them to do that. Like, that's just how I personally feel. Yeah, man. So I make sure that every day I wake up, and I wake up with a purpose. I try to make sure that I accomplish something. Just like today, I couldn't edit the rest of my videos I needed to edit. You walked in, you feel me? I'm sitting outside chilling. That's what I was gonna be doing. I was gonna be chilling until I was able to get to that point. But nah, I have things to do. You know what I'm saying? Things work out the way that they're supposed to work out. And I just keep it pushing, man. I keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? I get frustrated at times. I might get irritated at times. You know, but where there's like you said, where there's comfort, there's no growth. You know what I'm saying? So I look at things always I try to put them in a positive mindset, in a positive way. Well, why is this happening this way? There's no whys. It's what did you learn from this situation? You know what I'm saying? What are you trying to obtain? what are you trying to conquer? You know what I'm saying? What is your end goal? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I really don't have an end goal when it comes to this, because it's endless. There's always things to talk about. There's always stuff going on. And there's always different ways to go about uplifting people. Bro, I'm doing peer support right now. I'm doing mental health support right now. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing things because I did it holistically. I'm pretty sure that I could use y'all's curriculum and turn it holistically. You know
absolutely.
It's nothing.
Absolutely. Learn the system.
Learn the system that's at hand, and use it to do what you wanted to do. That's it. That's what I was telling one of my good friends. They're like, oh, bro, AI this, AI that. And it's just like, use the enemy's weapon against them.
Absolutely, because it's called artificial intelligence for a reason. We're the original, the natural intelligence.
The natural intelligence, the divine intelligence. Like, come on now. You got to outthink that box. You can't be placed into a box. And I've always known that I couldn't be placed into a box, bro. Even elementary, I hated school. I've always hated school. I felt like it wasn't for me. Only reason why I went to school and got the stuff that I needed to do is because my grandparents begged me to. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you get a high school diploma. Make sure you graduate. These people, but now, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I needed it to start what I got going on right now, but it's cool. You know what I'm saying? So,
really that's beautiful that you said that. I did exactly the same thing when I went through EMT school and EMS training and all of that. That's actually what spearheaded or allowed me to even open up into saying, okay, I learned the human body, right? I learned certain protocols and policies that they do and that they give you under certain circumstances. And so I just transferred that over to herbalism, because now I use the system to learn the body. I learn what they give you, and now that I know what they give you, like, let's just say for instance, my son was, when Aya was 3-4 months old, he had caught RSV, which is like a respiratory infection type.
I know exactly what it is.
So typically our policy or procedure would be to give albuterol in this situation, right? So I understood the chemical compound of albuterol, and I was able to tie that in with the chamomile and the peppermint. Because the chamomile plant has the same properties for respiratory care that albuterol does. So I was able to learn the body and learn that and then switch that out. So that's
So and that's like me. So like right now I'm working on natural refreshers and body detoxes. So I got right now I'm drinking on ginger root, lemon lime, cinnamon, whole clove. You know what I'm saying? And I drink it cold or warm. I like it warm better. You know what I'm saying? I drink it in the morning. Some people say it's best to drink it at night. You could drink it whenever you want to drink it. You know what I'm saying? But I got other things that I'm working on. I just got me a juicer too. So now like I'm working on some more things with gut health and you know what I'm saying, all that type of stuff, because those things run in my family. Kidney problems, it's just different stuff that I just don't want to pass on to my kids, that I don't want my kids to have to go through, or having to go to the hospital to be on dialysis or none of that stuff, because at the end of the day, that's stripping your body even more. And your body is your vessel. And I'm a firm believer that health is wealth. So I'm pushing that. What you dress like, what you smell like, what you carry yourself like is what you are. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't understand that, then I really don't know what to tell you, but I have a way to coach you into doing that. You know what I'm saying? That was the whole point of the Mind of a Boss. You know what I'm saying? Like, to start this podcast, bro, because again, it's tied into a bunch of things. And it was a way for me to get my food out there a little bit better too. So like, I got other things I'm working on. Like I got some things in work, man. I got some great things in work. But yeah, you got one more question for me?
Do you notice that when you started breaking into all of these things and learning yourself and creating your wealth, which is like your podcast, your mental health support and all those things, and your food, did you notice that there was any synchronicity in all of those things? Like when they started coming about, was it just kind of like, did you at one point feel like you were just kind of, you know, scavenging around, or did you feel like everything just started syncing together, like they were all connected?
No, I felt like I was scavenging around for a minute. But then I had to realize that I had the pen, the paper, and the notepad, and the computer, and, you know, everything. I am the co-creator. basically. That's what that all was. So once I started really paying attention to what I was doing and co-creating my life and how I wanted it to be and how I always envisioned it to be, because I was coming from the streets, and I've always thought that I was gonna live in the streets. I was gonna live off the streets. I was gonna survive off the streets, and that was just it for me. But the Most High had another plan for me. So again, yes, it was. I felt like that, but after a while, when it started all coming together, it's just like, okay, all right, yeah, this works. You know what I'm saying? This works because now my kitchen is what sponsors my podcast. You know what I'm saying? My podcast is another way for me to reach out, to grasp those people, to bring them into settings, in a better setting, in a better situation, to help them elevate their mindset and help them think. Not only that, but it helps me as well sharpen my thought process and my social skills and my creative skills and the way that I'm doing things. So not only am I working, I'm going to be working with adults, I'm going to be working with youth. I got a nonprofit going to help these kids learn how to cook for themselves, how to survive for themselves. Even with on a budget, you can still create meals that is still filling, and you can feed enough off of it.
That's dope.
Yeah, bro. So every day is like, every day literally is something new. Like I woke up. All right, let's incorporate this somewhere. Let's see where I can incorporate this thought in at and see how it works out. You know what I'm saying? So I have another way. Like I said, bro, it's gonna be crazy. It's fun. Yeah, bro. It's fun. It's because a lot of the problem is that even with being out here in the community, we're working with the videographers we have and the photographers that we have, being outside the community and seeing that children's services still don't have anything for delinquents, to see that they still don't have anything for people that are going through domestic situations at home, that kids that don't want to voice it but they just want to get the fuck away. So that brought me, bro, like I said, it's coming together a little bit better and way more than I even imagined myself even doing. So right now, we just growing and we walking with the walk. You hear me? Every day, every week is something new. You know what I'm saying? And I'm very ecstatic. You know what I'm saying? I am very open to grasping more and everything, because again, what I also want to get into is I want a holistic group home. We're not taking that medicine. We're not doing that. Let's show these kids how to fish. Let's show them how to hunt. Let's show them how to, saddle a horse. Let's teach them the way of life, because you never know what we're about to be getting into or going into, because this world is so corrupted. And I would rather not be a part of the corruption, but create some corruption. You know what I'm saying? So,
and that's great. That's one of the main reasons I asked this, because a lot of times, especially when you're dealing with external validation and people, and even some very good people that they may have found their niche in this one area. And so I even notice even some of them, the way they frame their speeches or things sometimes can still not be open to all the possibilities. Like, just because you found your success through this one niche doesn't mean that somebody else that has multiple gifts or talents or multiple callings or whatever you want to call it, it doesn't mean that they're not in alignment or that they're, that these things are distractions. And I notice some people don't really home in on that. And it can also get you to the point where if you don't understand that, you could limit yourself. Like I said, even with the holistic home, you said it was a holistic care home. That's beautiful, because even in those moments where people are looking at even the fine-tuned details, when you said that, it brought up to my mind when back in the day, like the older healthcare systems, people didn't understand the importance of even like the fabric or the material that you use. Back then, we used linen sheets. Yeah. And the reason why we use linen sheets is because linen does radiate off of a certain frequency. Yeah. There is a healing frequency. There's healing in vibration and frequency. Yeah. You know, that's why you have the tuning forks, the sound bowls. Yes. These things are not like, this isn't bullshit. This is real shit. Like, and even medically, I've seen where, let's say for instance, somebody has a like some of their blood flow, right? Mm-hmm. This could be even as simple as your veins and how your blood's flowing through your veins. There could be a blockage or something could be clogged up somewhere. Yeah. And simply hitting a tuning fork, sending that vibration that you feel through your body, it starts to loosen and shaking and open that thing up. Yeah. And so I've been able to actually experience this, whereas if you would have went to a doctor or somebody in the, you know, the medical field, they would have gave you a pill. Yeah. And it would have had like all these other different, you know, side effects. Yeah. And so when I look at myself, for a while I did start wrestling with, oh man, am I doing too much? You know, I would hear people say like, you know, you're getting distracted, stay on your one thing, stay on your one niche. Yeah. And then there's the saying that what is it, jack of all trades, but the master of none. Yeah. I didn't even understand that there was actually some more that went with that phrase. Yeah. And the more was jack of all trades, but the master of none, but better than the master of one. Yes. And so when I heard that, it was so life-changing to me, because for years you only heard that part of the phrase, right? Like, I don't know if you heard that.
No, I've definitely heard it. I'm a jack of all trades, you know what I'm saying? Like, I do so much, you know what I'm saying? Like, I do so much. Like, I was just telling my lady, I'm like, honestly, love, I don't let people work on my cars. I've always worked on my own cars. I've always cut my own grass, you know what I'm saying? I've always planted my grandmother's plants, you know what I'm saying? I've always went out there and picked the weeds out of those plants, you know what I'm saying? So I love to fish, you know what I'm saying? I love to go hunting. There's things that I love to do that I'm trying to get back to, that I'm going to get back to, but in order to get there, I have to start somewhere, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to be fully free until I help other people become free. And that was another thought process of mine, is that, like, what is freedom? You know what I'm saying? Freedom is what you make it. Life is what you make it. So since that's what it is, why am I going to wake up with attitude? Because that also is going to reflect onto my day. And that is going to hurt me at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the things that I was battling with were all mental things. And that's why I said I had mental issues, because why am I battling with my mind? I shouldn't have to battle with my mind. And I got to that point where, like, all right, stop fighting your mind. Stop fighting what you are thinking of, because those are downloads. Those are niches. Those are things that you need to take heed to and actually run with it. Right. So that being said, like, bro, that's why I'm just so open, man. Like, I'm so open, like, and just because of how a person looks doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was my whole thing too. I've always grown up. My grandma used to tell me, don't judge a book because of a cover. Don't judge a book because of the cover. Turn it over and read that index. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna judge it, but even the index could be wrong. Open it up. Yeah. So why not just open that can of worms and just see what you got at the bottom of that can? You know what I'm saying? That's it. Nice. Give me 2 more numbers.
Okay, let's go. You said 1 through 100, right?
Yeah, 1 through 100.
Let's go 67 and 85.
67. What failure are you most grateful for?
Oh, I like that question. What failure am I most grateful for? The failure that I'm most grateful for is I've ended up failing at doing my best to be a people pleaser. That's my, and I know you can feel that. I know you can feel that. I failed miserably, man, when I realized and I got to the point that who I am and my aura and why the divine put me here is actually to pull people out of and disrupt and also be a mirror. I was never meant to be a people pleaser. I was always meant to come in and agitate against you and see.
Give me some dap on that one, man. Because, not to cut you off, but I felt that. Like, I felt that. That just gave me chills from my head all the way down to my toes, because it's just like, damn, you too. You too. Like, people hate when you mirror them. What you give me is what I give back. And I tell people that all the time. Watch what the fuck you say to me. Watch how you treat me, because when I treat you like that, or when I give you that mirror, you're gonna be mad.
Oh yeah. And the difference between me and you is that you're faking this. This is actually who I am.
That's it.
like the nonchalant. Oh no, that's actually who I am.
Yeah, that's who I am.
I don't fake that.
I don't fake that.
The not giving a fuck with certain things.
I don't fake that.
And of course, my not giving a fuck is not saying I don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah.
But this is when we remove emotion from logic.
Yeah, for sure.
That is who I am by nature.
Yeah.
Most people have to pretend to be that.
Yeah.
Nah.
Don't fake that fuck around here.
Yeah.
Because you ain't gonna be able to keep up.
Yeah, exactly.
You ain't gonna be able to keep up. Eventually, your emotions is gonna show. Eventually, you are going to fuck up and give me all I needed. And I'm just like, you know what? I knew I should have just left this situation alone.
Oh yeah.
Or I should have just stayed away from this situation. But you know what? Nah, it was a purpose for me to stay in this situation, to mirror this motherfucker. And I realized that, like, people can't handle the mirror.
Yeah.
Do unto others as you want done unto you.
And that covers so many different facets.
That's it, man.
So yeah, that would be my biggest the biggest thing that. What was the question?
I gotta go back to it.
Yeah, that way. My biggest regret, not regret, but like the thing that I didn't.
Failure. Yep.
Yeah, the failure.
Yep. What was the other number?
60. No, that was 67. The other one was 85.
85. How do you define loyalty?
How do I define loyalty? Oh, that's a good one. I would define loyalty, if I had to simplify it. Loyalty is still being able to compromise, manage, and mitigate interactions in spite of. You know, like, even if it's not staying, you know, and it's not necessarily about the person, but the cause. Like, if two people met and, you know, they may clash all the time, but they have a similar goal and cause in mind. You know what I'm saying? Still learning how to, or being able to navigate through that still. Yeah. In spite of all the other things that seem like they're clashing. You know, so it's not that you're putting up with anything from anyone. It's not that. It's more so about, like, if me and you came together and we met, right? And we both had this common goal in mind, and we have both had this common purpose. Yeah. Because this can even be divine sometimes, and people don't know how to detach or, like, be able to remove that emotional part, understanding that, hey, I still met this person for a reason. Like, we're still divinely connected, if that is a divine connection, and you now see that and know that. Yeah. Still being able to manage and navigate through that, because just because it's a divine connection does not mean everything is going to be peaches and cream.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, so yeah, that's the loyalty, the simple version.
That's a simple version. Yeah, that's a real simple version. But I definitely feel you there, because it's like, we can still be friends. Yeah, we can still be cordial. Hi, bye. You know what I'm saying? What you're not gonna do is sit and mug me, though. What you're not gonna do is sit and have because now, you're plotting on me. Like, that's literally what that is. Like, I don't give a fuck about what you think it is. You're plotting on me. And why are you plotting on me? Why do you feel like it is okay for you to sit and think that I don't see the bullshit? You know what I'm saying? My grandfather used to say, and my dad used to say, you can't bullshit a Western bullshit that shit out of a bull. I'm like,
that's a lot of bullshit.
That's a lot of bullshit. That's a lot of bullshit. All right, cool. That's why I don't fuck with bullshit. I hate that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Come correct, man. Come correct. You got 2 questions. You can ask me 2 questions.
Yeah. Okay, so with all of the things coming together for you and you're doing the things that you're doing, how do you manage? How do you manage knowing that you have this greater gift, this greater purpose, and the success and the thriving is coming from that? But maybe even in the moments where, like, I know this is coming for me, I don't see it or feel it yet. How do you
I'm going
manage?
through that right now. I'm going through it right now.
Yeah.
But I just push. Again, I just push. Like, yeah, it's not here. Yeah, it's not gonna come. I know it's not gonna come overnight. It could come overnight, but 9 times out of 10, it's not gonna come overnight. So I've been logic with myself.
Okay.
I'm not beating myself up. I'm not. At one point in time, I was beating myself up.
Yeah.
But I realized, like, also with beating yourself up, you're causing yourself to believe in doubt. So I stopped beating myself up. And I just go with the flow.
Do you feel like that a lot of that came from, like, comparisons or just like the external things or people, or was it more of an internal battle for you?
It's more of an internal battle for me. Because, again, I'm coming from living one type of way, where I was hurting, harming, and causing conflict, where now I'm healing, loving, and bringing joy to lives and peace. So it's like, also it's a mind switch for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that I'm still, all my gears ain't fully switched. I know that. Okay. So I'm still working on myself. You know what I'm saying? Every day I'm still working on myself, because I know that I still have internal issues that I have to deal with, that I have not necessarily created for myself, but the defense mechanisms that I did create to keep myself from being in situations and hurtful situations where I thought that it was gonna work out and it didn't, and I had to defend myself or whatever the case may be. I still have to get myself out those situations mentally.
That's deep.
So I be catching myself clashing, even with my old lady. Like, I be catching myself clashing with my old lady. It's just like, yo, she didn't do that. Like, she didn't bring this hurt onto you. Like, the hurt that you're feeling right now is not because of her. So don't take that anger out on her. She doesn't deserve that. You know what I'm saying? She already has her own issues or whatever the case may be, traumas that she's dealing with. So, and not the trauma bond with people. Like, that's a big thing.
That's
I've realized
intelligence.
That's that. I've realized that over life that I have trauma bonded with so many people that I am now taking on their hurt. Like, that is the other thing about being a mirror. It's like, when you are there, I'm an empath. So it's like, I understand that I have to be extremely careful about who I talk to and what I talk about and what I bring to the light. Eventually it's all gonna come to the light, but I know too much. And my grandfather just told me that the other day. Like, you know too much. Like, be careful. Like, just understand you know too much, and I love you, but you have to be careful. Because you're doing something different with your life now. And I'm like, Granddad, but I've always been this way. You feel me? Like, I've always. But he's like, no. The thing is that you're actually active and you're acting on it. That's the big difference.
It makes a difference.
So you gotta be careful who you hang out with. You gotta be careful who you chill with. You gotta be careful what restaurants you go to. You gotta be careful about a lot of things, bro. And a lot of things I don't even care to do no more, bro. I'll leave here and I go home. I don't even want to kick it, skate with nobody, none of that, because I know that what I'm doing and how I'm going about it, the progression that I've made in the past 6 months. 6 months ago, you wouldn't even. We probably wouldn't even had a conversation. No bullshit. But the person I am today, I can have a conversation with anybody. You know what I'm saying? And I've always been able to have that type of niche, but I've always been careful.
Yeah, it was different.
It's different. So yeah. Bro. That's the truth right there, man.
That's amazing.
Yeah. One more question?
Let's see. What if we both do if you pick a question that
Yeah.
out of there, and then we both answer it.
Oh yeah. All right. That's cool. That's cool. A number 6. How do you respond when people underestimate you?
Uppercut.
That was an uppercut to the chin, right? That was a super uppercut to the chin. Man, I am working on my deliverance. I'll take the question first. I'm working on my deliverance, man, because at one point in time, I go in their motherfucking mouth so quick.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how it was.
Uppercut.
I'm going straight. Yeah. Peter Piper picked a motherfucking pepper. 'Cause you about to go to sleep, bro, because who is you talking to? And why do you feel like you can underestimate me? Like, I was always told, don't underestimate anybody. You know what I'm saying? As men, we bleed the same. You got balls just like I got balls. You got a voice just like I got a voice.
Right.
I'm not going to underestimate you. I'm not going to think that you're less than me or none of that. But I hate that. And hate is a strong word, but I hate when people underestimate me because it makes me want to do more. Now, where I'm at, I used to react so quick to people, so vaguely vulgar, violent, however you want to put it. Now I'm taking it and I'm using it to do something else with it. You know what I'm saying? So regardless of the fact, you're going to hate me at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Because you underestimated me. So therefore, when I surpass you and surpass your thought process of what you thought of me, that's conflict you got to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Because now you done caused all this havoc and you had a thought of me, and now that I didn't battle that thought that you had of me, you feel less than a person or less than what you felt. Now it's more conflict. You know what I'm saying? For sure, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
And for me, I feel like I've kind of, for the most of my life, have dealt with that similarly. It just had more wisdom added onto it. My father was Marine and ex-retired military and traveled a good bit. And he taught me when I was very young how to play chess. So for whatever reason, after that, I've always looked at life, and especially when you're dealing with people and things like that, underestimating people's actions, knowing how to respond, things like that. I always kind of viewed it from those lenses. And it transgressed and it progressed over time, because even then what I thought was chess then is completely different than how I view it now. You know, you're starting to understand the pieces more and how they actually move and the intention behind these pieces now, instead of just playing like, oh, okay, I know how to play chess. Now it's like, okay, I know this pawn only can move twice. I know that it's not all about sacrificing the pawns, because at the end of the day, every single piece now is vital.
As a job,
every piece now is vital. So when it comes to people underestimating me, my response to that most times now is I acknowledge it. I see that it's there, and there's something about being able to play dumb long enough for people to pretty much hang themselves. And so that's how I kind of play the game now. Like, let's just say for instance, if I know I'm dealing with somebody business wise that I know they were trying to manipulate or maneuver certain things pertaining to me, and you can't put me in a box. I already know that. So
I seen that coming a mile away.
So I understand the game now and how it is that you're trying to maneuver or manipulate me, and I can there's two things I can do. I can either call it out when it needs to be, which is called, thinking psychology is called more so like disruption. So sometimes, let's just say for instance, there's a child that's being very frantic, or there's somebody that is not paying attention, and you simply make a sudden loud noise, right? Or you clap or something. It disrupts that energy, and it brings things back into focus. So sometimes when I'm dealing with people that I know are trying to manipulate or purposely maneuver things, there are certain moments where in a conversation I'll call it out. I'll say, that's bullshit. Right? Because you think I'm not paying attention already, because I can play dumb all day long if we're getting paid. But when it comes to like the deeper side of business and it's something that could possibly affect me, I either disrupt that energy, or I can maneuver it where you think you're playing me all day long, but I'm just sitting here getting paid. You know what I'm saying? And I can smile and play nice all day long.
All day long.
You can be like, oh yeah.
Shit. Oh, I call that kicking shit. We kick shit all day long. But when I get to pulling shit, don't be mad.
I got receipts, baby.
Yeah.
I got receipts.
Yeah, like, nah, you don't recall saying this, huh? No, I didn't say nothing like that. Yeah, nah, hell no, that's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's real bullshit, man. Yep. We getting there. Give me a number. Because this is the last question.
Okay.
And then I'll answer that question as well.
Gotcha. Let's go with 95.
95? Let's go down here and see what's going on.
I should have gave you the mic up numbers. 15, 30,
37, 38.
35, 47.
Alright, you said 90 what?
90, would I say 98 or 95? Something like that. Either 95 or 98. Just pick one.
Alright, 95 or 98. Let's do 95. It said, it was 95. What are you building for the next generation?
Ooh. Yeah, that's an easy one. Right now, currently in Georgia, I have land and property there that I purchased over maybe a year or so ago, me and my business partner. And what we're doing with that is turning that into a kind of like a homestead. Mm-hmm. So right now there's a property on it, and then there's a lot next to it. And the crazy story behind that was I was at the fire department at the time, and one of the commissioners was trying to, get me to do some work for her. Mm-hmm. And also, again, like I said earlier, started trying to maneuver and manipulate some things. Mm-hmm. So she wanted to try to shift me into doing a deal in business with her as far as getting property. Mm-hmm. And it even went to the extent of me getting pulled over randomly one day in the next county, who they all know each other. And somehow they found a bud of weed in my car with all my tools and everything in my truck. They pulled me over, they cuffed me, they didn't read me my rights, and then they sent me to the station, fingerprinted me, and let me go. And before the end of the day, everybody knew it. My chief at the station, my people at EMS job. Yeah, and then so somehow out of nowhere, she comes up to be Captain Saberho and says, hey, let's go talk to, I got some friends down there, blah, 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 that, may can help you out of this. Because, of course, it's small town. Yeah. Everybody heard it already before I even got back, which you're not supposed to do. But, again, you got a black lieutenant firefighter. Yeah. Of course,
of course.
So this guy happens to be the DA not only of that county, but the county that I got pulled over in. So, this is interesting. So they, again, me just playing young, dumb, and innocent. Of course they drug test me and all that. I pass everything every time randomly. And somehow she knows the DA. And so she tries to go get me to talk to him. And he's basically telling me, you can get it. If you get it sent over to my court, then I can just dismiss it there, right? But mind you now, worst case scenario, if I did get pinned guilty for that, that's a fine. Yeah. Which I knew it wasn't mine. Yeah. So there's the first part. Secondly, why would I crank up the jury for this simple? This ain't even it's not even simple misdemeanor, really. Yeah. So
it's minute. That was extremely minute. So but it was not to cut you off. Was it down south?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Well, see, that's a whole nother story. You know what I'm saying? Like, those type of charges down south is kind of, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it probably been a small felony or something like that. Just, you know what I'm saying? Because it's so weird. But I understand, fuck no.
Yeah. So me understanding, like I said, viewing chess and life differently now. I sat back and I had to think for myself. Now, if I crank this jury up to get them to take it from municipal to superior. Yeah. Not only are they going to up the charges because now I've agitated the entire system and they really don't want to be dealing with this minimal BS. Yeah. But if I didn't go and do planning according to her, then she could somehow use that to blackmail me. So this is literally, it doesn't matter what people believe in. I know the gifts and the powers that I have. I hear things. Yeah. And there's markings to prove that. Yeah. So I'm literally at the time left ear ringing, hearing this stuff right as it's being spoken. And I'm like, there's nobody around me. I can hear this stuff. Yeah. So me following that intuition, I say, you know what? I'm gonna just go keep talking to the guy at the smaller level court myself. I got a badge. I'm a firefighter. Like I can work something out. You know, I got all these documentations of being drug tested and everything's fine. So clearly, I'm not using it. That definitely shouldn't have been mine. And it went in there. Yeah. But that's another story for another day. So I go keep talking to the guy and he ends up just saying, you know what, man, we just so caught him busy here. Just next court, just let me know you're here, and you know we'll get you out of there. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So I'm working that on the back end while she's thinking I'm going her route. While she's thinking I'm going her route, that's when she's trying to like put me in position to like, you know, trying to say stuff like, yeah, you know, I put you on the wheel, yada yada, blah blah. And mind you now, this is gonna sound funny. I'm not that type of guy. Like, this woman is like almost in her 80s. I can't knock the dust off that. I'm sorry. And that's what she was trying to get me to do.
Oh man.
And so, but literally she was trying to trap me like that. So even like, you know, I'm telling the chief and everything, and he was like, yeah, that's crazy. You know, she tried to come and try to help me out a while ago when I had my stuff going on, and it was just something weird and off about her.
Yeah.
So in the process of that, she just really did some behind the scenes stuff and tried to work it against me. And I was able to counter and maneuver that by being silent, because silence is power.
Yeah.
A lot of times. And being able to work my way around it to where I still ended up getting the property. And not only did I get the property, when we went and looked at the tax assessor's office and they showed us the geographical landmarkings of those things, it ended up being 2 lots. Oh. So these were 2 separate addresses. Yeah. So she trying to pull me into, you know, doing this little thing with her and getting me tied in with her. And little did I know we were sitting on this gold mine. So moving forward, as far as building wealth, I know that was a long way around the mountain. That is going to be a homestead, like fully solar panel operated, using our own water system. Yeah. There's enough land out there to start like agriculturing. Ooh. And so you're talking about that. That's going to be rented out. When I come up here, there's a townhouse I have in Georgia. When I come up here, I Airbnb that out. So it just kind of like everything just flows together, and it's so crazy. So like, that would be the main thing as far as building generational wealth. When I leave here, I know that my children and my relatives will have land and property of their own to already be doing business with and having that residual income. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Showing them early.
Yeah.
Showing them early.
Yeah. Yep. So. Yeah.
So for me, it's longevity. It's longevity. Everything that I'm doing is longevity. I want them to know that they were loved and cherished and well thought about.
Ooh, yeah.
And I am also in the process of looking at property in Texas. I've posted. I was in Texas, man. So I've been looking at properties in Detroit as well. Okay. Because there's so many abandoned lots and stuff like that. So if up there, if you buy a house, like say for example, it's on the corner, but the lot next door is empty, but the lots behind it is also empty, you can buy all 4. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So I am in the midst of purchasing a lot of different things. Okay. And looking at a lot of different things. But my end goal is to move south. I don't have any children right now. Okay. But regardless, at the end of the day, I'm gonna have children. But also longevity, man, regardless of the fact it's longevity. Even if it's just teaching them how to groom, propagate, and process and save. That still was a start. That was something. It's all gonna be tied in.
All of it is like, investing in
it's all investing in the future. It's it. Like,
just imagine
because I don't have anything. Like when my father dies, when my mother dies, I know that I don't have anything coming. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be in one of those situations. Like honestly, we might have to hold a fundraiser for one of them. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be in those situations. I don't want to be we can't bury dad the right way. Nah, hell no. Y'all gonna bury me the right way. Y'all got enough money to bury me, and y'all got some money coming too. You feel me? Like, you don't worry about it. That type of ordeal. I want, I gotta break y'all reword that. Yep. So, I want my next generation to know that this shit ain't easy. You know what I'm saying? But we can make it easy.
It can be with ease.
It can be with ease. It's not easy, but it can be with ease, though. Yeah. It can be with ease. Every day, you gotta get up and make sure that you conquer. Yeah. By any means, you gotta get up and conquer.
And I want to also quote my friend, if she sees this, Dr. Roach, for saying that she was the one that kind of coined that phrase for me. It may not be easy, but it will be with ease.
Yeah, yep, for sure.
So,
and that's the whole thing about it, is that nothing is easy. Life ain't easy. You know what I'm saying? Every day you wake up, for me, I battle. I know when I wake up every day, I battle calling my people. Hey, yo, go ahead and bring that shit through. You feel me? Or get up and put on my slacks and my loafers and my polo and get out here and make a difference.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what that comes down to.
That's really good.
This is Mind of a Boss podcast, and before I let y'all go, I got a question for all of y'all. Who are you becoming? And make sure you leave out with a motherfucking bang. And this is Mind of a Boss podcast. This is Nekelo. We had a great conversation. It was beautiful, uplifting. Don't miss this podcast, man. Y'all won't want to miss this one. Y'all stay blessed.